boys and girls. It's me, Pip, or Pipton the Dragon. Yay! And today we're gonna talk all about me, Pip Dragon.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. You told me that we could talk about me. Please.
No, we're doing an activity.
Is the activity about dragons? Okay. Did you know?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they really don't.
Do you boys and girls want to hear about dragons, or do you want to do some games? I bet you want to talk about dragons. Okay, so, once upon a time, there was a dragon who was brave, and he had lots of strength, and he was so handsome, and he was so smart, and...
Pip, my turn.
But you just had a turn. You had 2 turns. I want a turn.
Next time.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I guess I have to pass you over to Josh. But in the meantime, you guys have a great day. And, always remember, don't bring a dragon home, even if he says that he's got cookies. Dragons love cookies. Oatmeal, and peanut butter, and...
Pip, my turn.
Okay, I'm going. Alright, bye, boys and girls.
Hi, boys and girls. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good gravy. Whenever you're watching this, I wish you a good whatever time of day that is. So I thought today I would do something involving playing. This, not just any playing though. This is going to be open-ended playing. Now, what is open-ended playing? Well, a lot of things, whether you watch, you read, you see, they kind of has a beginning, a middle, and then that's it. And then with activities, like a coloring page that has a picture on it, you color the picture, but that's done because that's all they want you to do, color the picture. So that's kind of close-ended. But an open-ended activity is something that you guys are going to create, and it doesn't have to end. It can go on and on and on and on for as long as your imagination lets it. So I'm going to show you how to do something like that, but not just anything. So allow me to introduce our activity for today, which is going to be creating an open-ended scene for toys or objects. So before I begin making the activity, I'm going to tell you a little story about this game that I used to play when I was very little. And then my mom and dad decided that I played it a little too much and that they said I should stop playing the games on the TV and use my imagination. So the story I'm about to tell you are about 2 brothers, 1 princess, and a dragon. And no, it's not Pip the Dragon. But I'm sure if he was here, he would probably love to be a part of it. So, once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a kingdom. Not just any kingdom, though. A mushroom kingdom. Now, there was a dragon who was really jealous that she got to live in a beautiful castle and he did not. So he kidnapped her. His name was Koopa. He kidnapped her and he put her in his castle. Now, the thing that Koopa didn't know, or Bowser didn't know, is that there were 2 brothers, one named Mario, one named Luigi. And they heard about this and they knew they had to help the princess. So Mario and Luigi went from land to land, like swimming underwater, going in tunnels, searching far and wide, going through different castles, until finally they found his castle, they stopped Bowser, and they rescued the princess. So that's also known as Mario Brothers. So that was an inspiration for this activity because I remember very fondly when I was younger, I would love playing Mario. And when I wasn't playing Mario on the TV, I got to use my imagination. I got to create lands of my own. But I didn't have Mario toys. I had other toys. When I was little, I used to love Ghostbusters. In fact, I still do. That's why you'll notice I still have Ghostbuster toys. So I would take my Ghostbuster toys and play Mario. But I thought, oh, wouldn't it be neat if one of the Ghostbusters, instead of rescuing a princess, had to rescue Slimer? And I would make all sorts of activities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can make scenes or environments that your toys can play in. So that way you can have many adventures. Not only that, but I think if you have the space, you can make 2. That way you can go from one area and then the next area and you can continue your play. All right, so follow me as I set them up. Now you'll notice I have a lot of things on this table and a lot of these things are kind of all over the place. So I have some toys that I have from where I live. I have some cups. I have some books. and I've got this green thing. Now, you're probably wondering, what is that green thing? Well, that green thing is the home for my rabbit, but Gizmo said I can use it, so I'm going to use it for today. Now, this is where you can use blocks if you have them, craft supplies if you have them. At the moment, I do not have any blocks. I wish I did have blocks and other toys that I could use. That way, I could show you that way. But I'm using what I have to make up the scene that I'm going to make. All right, So what I did was I pulled up the Mario 1 level, or the environment that I'm going to make. So this is what I'm going to use for inspiration. So notice that on the ground, there's all bricks. There's some pipes right there, right there, right there, right there. There's a little Mario, and there's some clouds, and then there's some a mushroom guy. But I'm going to do my version, and I'm going to make a twist on it. So here we go. So as you can see here, I made a much, much smaller version of the level. I did that because I don't want to take up too much space, and because for the table, that's the size that I have. But you can make yours as large as you would like. I do recommend, though, if you're going to use things such as cups, that ask the adults in where you live if it's okay if you can use them. And I always recommend that use plastic. Do not use glass, and do not use ceramic, just in case they break, because the pieces can be sharp. So I created my level. It's not complete, as you can tell, but it's got the base of my story. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Once upon a time, there was a princess, and this princess lived in a faraway town of the mystical New York. Now, this princess was the prettiest and smartest princess there was, and this made Mr. Marshmallow Man very upset because he wanted people to think he was the prettiest and the smartest. So, one day, he went up to the castle and he took her and put her right in the castle. And he blocked it so she would never escape. All of a sudden, this Mr. Marshmallow wanted to make sure that no one could help her. So he called his friends, the ghosts, and he called them and told them to stand guard. He even put a shark in a tube just in case just in case people wanted to go and try to get under the castle through the piping systems. What he didn't know, though, is that in that mystical land of New York, there were two friends, and those two friends heard about the princess being captured, and their job was to rescue them. Their names were Peter and Egon. Now, Peter and Egon, they were very brave, and they saw the Marshmallow Man, and they said, how are we going to stop him? So they went on a mission. They hopped, and every time they found a ghost, they would capture it. And they would keep going until they finally reached the Marshmallow. All of a sudden, the Marshmallow was not happy because he knew that people were trying to take the princess away. So he tried to attack, but they were smart and they were fast, and they ran out of the way so fast that the Marshmallow Man tripped and fell, which gave the chance for the two to go into the castle. Except the problem was, when they went into the castle, there was nobody there, because he put the princess in another castle. Bum, bum, bum. So that's just one example, and that's a small scale activity you can do. See, if you're like me and want your play to be really big, this is definitely where you'll need an adult's permission if you can do. What I would do is I would pretend I would be the ghost catcher, and I would decorate my house or my room to be whatever. So let's say there was a ghost, and let's see. Oh, the ghost knocked over a cup, but I didn't know that. Or a ghost made a mess and left stuff there. Okay, so what I would do is I would try to make a costume. I would put on the costume, and I would pretend to hunt those ghosts until I solved the day. So it doesn't just have to be about catching ghosts or Mario. It can be about anything. Like you can do an underwater adventure. You can do a castle adventure. You can be a princess. You could be a dragon. You could be an astronaut. You could be a detective. You could be a firefighter. The imagination is up to you. Now, here's the challenge. It can either be a really, really big activity or really, really small activity, but I would like to hear about what activities you come up with that you're going to play. And I would love to hear about the things that you used in order to do it. So, with that being said, I want to wish you all a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night. I want you to all make sure that you let the people know that you live with, that you love them very, very, very much. Make sure you wash your hands and use soap, because if you don't use soap, you're just rinsing your hands. You have to use soap and wash your hands. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.